Now, I want to make sure I put enough before after pictures up here so you guys can see for yourself. Like I said, this isn't, I'm beyond pleased with this diet. What's going on YouTube, TR Fit fam? For those that are new to this channel, I'm Charlie Todd, and I've been going through my journey on this carnivore diet. I've been doing it for exactly a month now, and I wanted to go over my results. If you haven't seen the other videos, please check them out and come on back. If you haven't already, do me a favor, subscribe and do all the other stuff that YouTube does too as well. Other than that, let's get right to it. So, I started this diet, carnivore diet. Decided to do it in January. Decided I was going to do it in January, but it was like the beginning of December, so I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna knock it out and get it out the way now, because I'm not big on the New Year's resolution stuff. You want to do something, you got to start now. Like, it is what it is. Get it done. Start it. Get going. Figure it out after that. So, did a little research on it. Trying to figure it out. Trying to go through it. Now, like I said, I got sold on it like middle of December. So December 12th, I started the diet. That was my first week in doing it. From there, I started. My starting weight was 206. 206. I weighed in the other day at 191. 191, that's 15 pounds down in 1 month doing this diet. Granted, the people that have been following along, they already know this. I had no intention on losing weight. If I lost weight, cool, as long as that mirror looks good. Like I said, I'm doing this for vanity purposes. Ain't gonna lie to you. So, but 15 pounds is kind of crazy. I wouldn't imagine myself losing that much doing something like this. For the simple fact that my goal was to keep my strength. Usually keeping my strength, I have to eat a little bit more. That wasn't the case for this. I had set out my mind. Actually, after the first week, I did add a little bit more to protein, obviously, to my meals. But outside of that, I did not do nothing overly drastic. I didn't go against my Monday through Friday. Stay very consistent. I'm going to do another video going over what I eat consistently too as well. But outside of that, I've been very consistent following along with it. Didn't lose much strength. Didn't lose, my energy level was completely skyrocketed in comparison to beforehand. I usually walk around 200, 195 to 200 pounds. Usually fluctuate through there the entire, through life. Like, it just is what it is. I've been that since college. Like I said, I used to play football in college and played football at 188. Shot up to 220 pounds. Didn't like how I looked back then. So I dropped down on my fitness journey, my personal fitness journey. I dropped down and I've stayed around that 200 range. And I've been that for several years now. But outside of that, like I said, this diet has been great. And I wanted to go over a few things and follow along with me for a second, because I wanted to break something down. I was watching a show. It's called Luke Cage. And in the video, the lady, as she was grabbing a herb to heal one of the guys, one of the main characters, Bushmaster, in the video. And the herb was something to give him powers. And the guy was like, can you heal him? Can you heal him?
But are you sure you can heal him?
And she was like,
Nightshade no heal. Nightshade reveal.
this herb doesn't heal, it reveals. The herb doesn't heal, it reveals. That is the same thing a solid diet will do. It's not this over the top miracle worker. It's going to reveal what you're supposed to look like. So that leads me to my point in even bringing it up. A good diet will take you to the weight you're supposed to be at. So 191, although that's a lot lower than I planned and I anticipated and thought would happen, I still look good. I like the way I move. I like the way I feel. My energy level is sky high. So it's really not a problem. And reality is, we get so hung up on that scale, and we, especially as guys, especially as men, the men, we go, well, I want to be here because it sounds good, like 200 pounds. I love saying I'm 200 pounds. It is what it is. It sounds good on paper. But in reality, I'm not at my best at 200 pounds. Apparently, I'm at my best at 191. So I'm okay with that. I'm 1,000% okay with that. A good diet will also, keep in mind, with a good workout regimen as well. So if you do not have a solid workout regimen, do me a favor, go ahead and click the link. I'll leave it below. We do have online workouts too for those that do not like going to the gym. We have online workouts as well, so you can go follow along and have something consistent to go with the diets that you're following. With that said, a good workout regimen and a great diet will reveal the way you're supposed to look. So we live in a world where this body positivity thing is kind of driving me crazy because at this point, there's really nothing positive about it. But if we're talking true body positivity, we're talking about embracing the way you're supposed to look at your very best. That's what a good diet will do. It will make you look exactly the way you're supposed to look. The God-given body that you was blessed with, it'll reveal that to its maximal potential, especially if you have a solid workout regimen. The third thing a solid diet will do, it will make you feel incredible. You'll feel the best way you've ever felt in your life. Outside of maybe when you was a kid. When we was kids, we could eat pizza, burgers, and a bunch of crazy stuff and go right out to the park and play as if nothing happened. As we didn't just indulge in 1,500 calories in one sitting, and you get what I'm saying. But as an adult, as we age and as we get older, that changes. We feel every single thing. So you should not be tired and exhausted after eating something. You should not want to go to sleep after you've eaten something. You should not be sweating after eating something because it was that good and it took that much energy out of you from eating food. A good solid diet is going to make you feel great, want to get moving, want to get going, ready to move about your day. I say that to say this, the carnivore diet does all of that, at least for me. I feel like I'm selling this diet overly, and I don't want to do that. I really want to. I feel like everyone has something that works for them, and this just so happened to work for me. And I'm confident it can work for you if you give it a try. Like I said, I don't want to oversell anything. Look into it, find out all the things that it could work for you. Talk to your doctor if you got to. But don't knock it till you try it. Last thing I want to go over is the nutritional values, nutrients your body needs to live a healthy life, at least according to the internet. Let's leave it at that. Your body needs protein, helps your body from infections, helps you build muscle, helps you with strength as well. Body needs carbohydrates. It's a source for energy. Your body also needs fats, also a source for energy. And then all your vitamins. Now, with that said, the first thing people say, well, you actually need carbs. I don't disagree with that. Carbs are useful. Carbs can be useful. Carbs can be helpful when done correctly. But the first thing, like I said, before I tried this diet, I heard a lot of negative things about the diet. But all of the negative information was from people who've never tried it before. This is the main reason that I tried it for myself. If I'm going to recommend it to anyone or even tell someone not to do it, it makes no sense if I haven't tried it for myself. This is why I did the research and did it for myself and constantly doing the research on, because like I said, I'm not an expert. I'm only 1 month into this, and I do plan on continuing to look into it and study it and research and see if it is beneficial to do it long term. But one main thing people say about carbs is you need them for energy. You can also get the exact same energy through fats, which is highly recommended in this carnivore diet. So that source that you would be losing if you were doing carbs, you're not losing it now. Because like I said, keep in mind, most diets that have you eating carbs are cutting fat completely out of it. This diet is telling you to eat fats, but cutting carbs completely out of it. What's the difference? Why is one better than the other? It really isn't. I think it's just the way we've been programmed to follow along with a specific diet as if that's the only way. That's why I'm never a fan of trainers and coaches who tell you this is the way, cut and dry, flat and dry. There is no flat and dry way to majority of the things that are long in the fitness industry or getting in shape, becoming healthy, getting the best results that you can possibly get. There's usually a second option or a third option or a fourth option. And as we all know, there are plenty diets out there, paleo, carnivore, keto, there's a normal balanced diet. There's plenty of diets out there that we can follow along to get the results that we want. It's just the consistency of following it. Now, let me finish the nutritional value. Now, in The vitamins. There's a lot of vitamins that you can also supplement, but one of the major things that is recommended when you're doing a carnivore diet is eating and consuming liver. At least, I believe it's 6 ounces. Don't quote me on that. I could be a little bit wrong. Like I said, I'm not an expert in this, but I've heard from researching for myself, at least doing 6 ounces of liver. Liver is very cheap and very affordable too as well, and easy to consume rather than buying the pills from the places. I mean, from like the vitamin shops and other places and online. Just buying liver, you can find it by $2-3 for enough to consume for the entire week. Really more than enough to consume for the entire week. You know, I think it's about 6 ounces that you're supposed to consume weekly. You don't have to do it daily. A lot of people do it daily, and they're usually little pieces and chunks, which is perfectly fine. You can do that throughout the week because, like I said, I don't want to quote or misquote. Like I said, I'm still researching and studying this stuff for myself. But too much of anything can be bad for you. When it comes down to liver, you're pretty much getting all the vitamins you need. Vitamin A, vitamin Bs, all the vitamin Bs, vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E, vitamin K, like omega-3s. You're getting just about every single thing that you need through liver, just by simply adding and consuming a little bit of liver in your meals. So that's another myth buster that you can say from why you shouldn't do carnivore diet over any other diet. Now, I want to make sure I put enough before or after pictures up here so you guys can see for yourself. Like I said, this isn't, I'm beyond pleased with this diet. I do plan on consistently and continuing to do this diet and trying to figure out the ins and outs. I'm not sure if I'm going to end up converting over to an earth-based diet, which will be adding some vegetables. I may play with it here and there, but outside of that, I'm pretty sold. I'm pretty sold on this diet. I think it is very beneficial for someone like me, and especially for people who struggle with planning your meals and things of that nature. Like I said, I'm gonna do another video on what I was eating consistently. And after a while, like the beginning, I was kind of trial and error doing things. After a while, it became like this and then that, this and then that, this and then that, over and over again. And I would switch it up and mix it up a little bit here and there when I just had a taste for something else. But other than that, meal prepping is very time consuming. Not to the point that it's not doable or feasible, but it is time consuming. At least for people, like that's not something that people want to do through the day, playing your meals out. And then after a while, those meals, like you get tired of eating them. You got the carbs that are sitting in that container start to taste a little bit funny middle or later on in the week. Vegetables start to spoil a little bit. So with something like this, the carnivore diet, you're cutting out a lot of time, even if you're eating and cooking this food daily. Like, so you're still saving yourself a little bit of time or night before, things of that nature. So I'm like I said, I'm very sold on this diet. And maybe it's just me, but 15 pounds in 1 month for somebody who wasn't even considering losing weight and just wanted to keep their strength. Imagine someone, and what brought me to it too, keep in mind, was I was watching a video. If I can find that video, I'll try to B-roll it or add it to it. But I was watching a video of a guy who was heavily beyond overweight, at a weight that he wasn't comfortable being at. But he lost like an outstanding amount of weight within a month as well. And we look at that sometimes, like I said, it's a negative thing. We put the numbers on there. Like, our body will tell you where you're supposed to be if you have a solid, consistent diet and regimen. Our bodies will tell us everything we need to know. And the same thing with following along with diets. My last thing. So keep in mind, I'm a reasonably healthy person. I've been for a very long time now. And I'm not trying, like I said, I'm not trying to overly sell this diet. But our bodies are at a default where they are right now. So let's say that. Let's use that. At a default, meaning if you have a hurt ankle, at some point you're going to stop complaining about it. If you're a go-getter, at some point you're going to stop complaining about it, and you're just going to continue to just work with it. You're going to do what you got to do. If your back hurts, eventually you're going to, like the Larry Bird, like you're going to stop complaining about it. You're just going to deal with it, and you're going to play through it. If arthritis, things of that nature, health issues that you don't seem to think of as health issues over time because it's the default. Like, you feel that, and there's nothing you can do about it. You don't think about it. So walk with me here. Before this diet, And like I said, I'm not trying to gas and overplay this diet or make it seem like this miracle thing, but it could be for some people. I had like pressure, especially when I worked out. I don't want to say like it was sharp pain. I don't want to make it over exaggerated. I don't want to over exaggerate. Like I said, I'm reasonably healthy. I've always been for a very long time now. But I've had a pressure like in my chest area during and slightly after my workouts. So it was kind of like affecting my breathing slightly, and more so just a chest like pain that it would like slow me down and tell me like, okay, like I said, you got to read your body and feel your body, and it'll tell you what you need to do. If it tells you to slow down, you better listen. So I've been feeling this like slight chest pain, and now it's completely gone away, and I didn't notice it till recently, till actually like my last week of doing this thing, and I was like, yo man, my chest doesn't hurt anymore. Like, but once again, I didn't look at it as a pain. I didn't at all. I didn't feel like it was a pain at all. I just felt like it is what it is. Like it's a default. Like the first time it happened, I was like, okay, feel it. Didn't happen again. And over time, you just start to let it go out the window because you're not thinking about it. But I told this to my wife. Obviously, she's mad. She's mad at me for not telling her. But once again, like I said, our bodies end up getting to a stage where it's at a default and we don't pay it any mind, any attention, or give it the right attention that we should. That's why I said this body positivity movement is very harmful, because eventually, as we gain weight, as we build health issues, as we do all of these things, our body becomes at default. That's our default. And we don't look at it as an issue anymore, when we should look at it as, okay, this is happening, I need to fix it immediately. That immediately ends up going out the window because you don't even acknowledge it as an issue anymore. And that's what was happening to me. I'm having chest pains. Chest pains ain't normal. Chest pains, you're supposed to run to the hospital. But like I said, through this diet, it completely went away. So that was an eye-opener for me. Just off the simple fact that like we really don't know like if we're on the right page or right path of doing anything until we try things for ourselves. And like I said, I'm very glad that I tried this diet. I do plan on continuing to do it. I hope it's helpful and beneficial to anyone else that planning on trying to do this diet. Like I said, don't knock it. You're going to hear all the negative things and why you shouldn't do it, why you shouldn't. Figure it out. Your body will tell you what you need. Your body will tell you what you're lacking. Your body will tell you what you need to consume more or less of as you do this. Trust me. I've felt this from experience. It's a feeling within that you know, like, okay, I'm on the right path or I'm missing something. It will do it for you. Just trust it. Stick it out. It'll work for you. It worked for me. I'm confident it'll work for you. All right, I'm wrapping this up. Look, I hope this was helpful for anyone else. Like I said, I'm going along with this journey. Anyone that's doing it, please leave your comments, share your stories. A lot of people have been doing that throughout this, and it's been very helpful for anyone that's considering it or thinking about doing it. Your stories have been helping me as well along this path and journey. Like I said, like this is surprisingly a 2 thumbs up diet so far for me. Like I said, I'm going to keep doing it because I don't want to recommend anything. We got a challenge coming in. I think I told a few. I'm a gym owner. Me and my brother own a gym. We have challenges throughout the year, and I'm going to recommend this to a lot of people. So if y'all are watching, be ready for that challenge to be accepted on doing this. If you have goals on not only reaching, but making it a lifestyle. We do 6 and 1 at the gym, meaning we still got a cheat day. I'm telling y'all right now, for all y'all carnivore maniacs out there, if I can't have a cheat day, I'm not doing it. So you can beat me up. You don't want to see me. But other than that, y'all know what time it is. I'm doing my cheat days, but I do see this as my default from here out. This is what I plan on doing at least. And I may experiment with adding vegetables. I do plan on adding sea moss because that's another, just like liver, it's very high on the vitamin charts, I guess you can say, on things that your body should need and consume. And I do want to continue to experiment with this diet. But other than that, y'all know the YouTube stuff. Like, share, subscribe. It helps me out. Keep on, stay tuned. Like I said, I plan on going through this journey, not just for myself, but with you guys too as well. Other than that, see y'all next time.